Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, a new CIO at the Department of Homeland Security, and NOAA firings spark concern for the agency's data-centric mission. It's Monday, March 17th, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's dive into the day's top headlines. The Department of Homeland Security has selected Antoine McCord as its new Chief Information Officer, a spokesperson with the agency's Management Director confirmed to FedScoop. As CIO, McCord will be tasked with overseeing DHS's roughly $11 billion IT budget, the largest of any federal agency in fiscal 2025. A bio from McCord on the DHS website said he, quote, emphasizes mission-driven leadership focusing on operations to neutralize threats against the department. Details about McCord's background are scarce beyond what's contained in that DHS bio page. According to the agency, he served in the U.S. Marine Corps, specializing in cyber and intelligence operations and gaining hands-on experience in threat detection and technology integration. After his time with the Marines, McCord joined the U.S. intelligence community, according to DHS, in roles that saw him overseeing cyber operations against advanced threats and serving as an advisor on national security issues. McCord will be stepping into a CIO role that was filled during the Biden administration by Eric Hyson, who also led the department's artificial intelligence efforts. Hyson, a Google alum and founding member of the White House's U.S. Digital Service, oversaw the creation of the DHS AI Core, the publication of an AI roadmap, and the release of commercial generative AI guidance. In other news, firings at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration have former workers, lawmakers, and advocates concerned about the impact on the agency's efforts to produce climate and weather information critical to public safety. NOAA is one of many federal agencies in the U.S. that has cut probationary workers in recent weeks as part of President Donald Trump's plan to reduce the size of the federal government. While critics of the Trump administration have argued the rapid and widespread staffing reductions could have adverse consequences across the government, the picture they paint with respect to NOAA's terminations is particularly grim. That's because the agency's mission impacts every American, former NOAA workers told FedScoop. The recent cuts to staff put that work at risk, particularly for areas at the agency where staffing levels were already an issue. What's more, there are areas outside of staffing cuts where efficiencies could have been achieved through consolidating work and technology advancements. Andy Hazelton, a former physical scientist for the National Weather Service who was among the probationary workers who lost their job recently, said, quote, "What we do is for everybody." Hazelton told FedScoop that there are changes expected with any new presidential administration change, but, quote, "the unprecedented level of systematic dismantling has got people rightfully up in arms." For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. The Daily Scoop podcast is available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back next week with brand new episodes. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.